Alrighty guys, so another video for you guys today. First and foremost, thank you so much for everybody who's been giving my room tour video a like and for commenting as well, so I really do appreciate it. Definitely getting a lot of positivity for that, so really do thank you guys for that. So I figured to show more of my thank you towards that, I would do a more closer look of my video game collection. I figured today we'll just do this section. And so I think this will be like maybe a couple parter or something. We'll see. But so yeah, I'll just start go through bits of the collection, like favorite video games of mine, some favorite memories growing up, and certain video games and why certain video games are important to me. We'll start with the PlayStation 2. Where should we start the PlayStation 2? Like I mentioned in that tour video. Why I have the posters up here, I do still have my original copy of Test Drive, and I also have Desert Storm 2, which I played first. I didn't get Desert Storm 1 until many years later. In fact, I think I played the original Xbox version years before I had the PS2 one at a friend's house. So, yeah, great games. I remember the other game I got right after that was Jet Li Rise to Honor. Say Rising Sun, that's not right. Although I think that is a title of his. Yeah, going throughout, the Punisher, that was always a great game. Trying to think what else for this shelf. Black, I remember that was, especially on the, for both the Xbox and for the PlayStation 2, that was like the game to show how good the graphics could be at the time for that particular console, and I just remember thinking that looked so good. Try to see, here's another game that I really enjoyed, Jurassic, the Hunted, I was supposed to say Hunter, but Hunted. That was a really good game. This was the last brand new PS2 game I ever bought. I think I paid like $50 for it. I think that was $45, $50, whatever the high price was. That was one of the last video games I ever bought. Which, I can't remember. Was this different? And I know the same thing goes towards The Force Unleashed. I do remember, if you had bought the PS3 or the Xbox 360 version, it was different than the PlayStation 2 version. And I remember because I played it at I think my buddy had it. One of my buddies did have the game because they had an Xbox 360. I didn't have a modern console until I was in college. I had PlayStation 2 from middle school all the way through high school. And I was a little late in the game. I don't think I got my first 360 until 2012. But yeah, lots and lots of great games. Polar Express was a game a friend of mine gave me for birthday in 7th grade. I remember that. Jurassic Park, Operation Genesis. That's a great game. Of course, the God of War games. Although, I played these a couple years ago. And I forgot how, I think especially the first one, has a lot of bugs in it. And I just forgot there were certain parts of the game you actually had to know certain cheat codes to get around the, just the bugs in the game. I remember those, I forgot, there's one spot of the game where you had to walk a certain way, go through a wall. It was just, oh, so weird. But I do believe they fixed all that for the, I do have the HD Remastered collection. All those for the PS3, of course. So I had to get those. But the Red Faction games, those are always good. Trying to think, what else? Of course, the Star Wars games were always awesome. Battlefront 2, playing those online. I used to play non-stop. I remember, especially in 7th and 8th grade, online all the time. It was awesome. So... But I guess I'll just go up and down the shelves just so you guys can see a little more in depth of what I have. And no, I have not played every game. Nope. In fact, that's kind of like, I think I'll do a more in-depth video about it, about like, especially about like video game burnout. Or especially, not really, even, yeah, no, I remember I've even taken like 6 months off from playing video games altogether. But buying video games too, I have gone through a burnout of that as well. Um, like I did mention in that video, in the tour video, that is the only Sega Dreamcast game. I do need to work on that, although I'm not really sure what to get yet for that. I have to contact my cousin and find out what games we used to play, because he had a Dreamcast. Oh, I do have to talk about Peter Jackson's King Kong, and yes, don't worry, I did pick up the Xbox 360 HD remaster of that one, but that was an awesome game. I still have, I did a walkthrough of that probably about 8 years ago at this point. I think it's still on YouTube. But yeah, lots of great games. And I did have some extra PSP games. I don't think I talked about that. Some of these I just got, they didn't have the original cases, so I just made my own cases for them. Although this one I do have to label. That's what that one is. But, yeah. But Tomb Raider games are always fun. So is the Uncharted series. That was a great series. So I remember the first UMD movie I ever bought was Air Force One. I really enjoyed, Harrison Ford. Loved movies. I've always been more of a movie person than a game person, but I do enjoy video games. Obviously, I wouldn't have all this if I didn't enjoy video games. But I do feel that when it comes to collecting and have a really true passion, movies are number one, but games are number two. So I do enjoy playing video games. So I'll take these down so you guys can see what's behind there. And I did use a label maker. I know guys now, they make stickers and stuff you can throw on there to make them look more professional, but I'm happy with this. But oh, and I should point out, if you see any doubles in the collection, it's my fault. I just forgot I owned something. And thankfully, like the BioShock games, I have both 1 and 2. In fact, at some point I should bug a friend of mine and see if he'll let's cut a deal. Maybe at some point maybe I'll sell those or something. I don't know. I haven't decided yet. But yeah, if you ever see any doubles of certain games, it's because I either by accident bought it. Well, for the most part, it's because I by accident bought it twice. Here's a Peter Jackson King Kong. Wii collection. Except for this, like Battlefront 2, this is one of the few times where getting a second copy is actually me doing it on purpose, because I would hook up multiple Xboxes and then you had to have the disc inside each Xbox in order to play online when you hook them all up together. So if you want to play multiple games with your buddies, so that's why. And plus, I remember this was a little hard to get for a little while. Although I'm sure now with the internet and everything, it's way easier than it used to be. But I used to have the Medal of Honor games on GameCube. In fact, at some point, part of me kind of wants to get them on GameCube. Actually, this is another one I have. In fact, I have doubles of it now. I think that was definitely an accident. This was another accident. I had Batman Begins on. I think I also had that on the GameCube back in the day. The Assassin's Creed series was always good. Gears of War, lots of Call of Duty as usual. I love Call of Duty. Medal of Honor. I gotta find. I realize I'm missing Mass Effect 1, which I know I have it. It's just somewhere, and I haven't seen it. I was checking to make sure I didn't throw it somewhere in the collection, but by accident, because this was all boxed up and moved around. And but I do know I have the first Mass Effect. I just have to figure out where I put it. I'll find it. I'm sure it's probably just. It could be in a couple of. There are some games I've noticed throughout that I'm still missing. And once I go through, because some of the games ended up going in with the movies, I guarantee you once I start working on that movie collection room, I'll find more missing games. I just know I will. So, well, speaking of black, I also got it for the Xbox as well. So, and sometimes I'd have certain games that I probably had on the PlayStation first, but then I also bought them on the Xbox, like original Xbox, or even 360, just because either they upgraded the graphics, or it was just easier to play multiplayer or even split screen more easier than it would be for PlayStation. Like a lot of times, you know, it is true you could play more than 2 players, you know, with an adapter for the PS2. But the Xbox, you didn't have to worry about dragging out the adapter or anything. You just had to worry about having 4 controllers. So sometimes it was just a little easier. Or my friends were more into Xbox than PlayStation, and I'd have to buy the game again just so I have a version that I could play with them. Of course, now it's all changed. So, let's see if we can find Midnight Club. Oh, there it is. That was one of the very first Game Boy Advance games I ever bought. So, and that's why I made that artwork up there, or had that, I bought that artwork up there. Oh, I just realized, you know, I don't think I even showed off. I don't think I showed off at all my handheld game. So I don't think I showed these off in the tour. Whoops. But I have a 2DS. Lots of my friends make fun of me for having the 2DS. Look, at the time when I bought that, the 3DS was like $150 more, and it was way cheaper to get that. Eventually, I do plan on getting a 3DS. My original DS is up there. Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance SPs. I think I have a black one somewhere. I have to find it. I have a red Game Boy Color as well. And then I do have a couple original Game Boys, which I need to replace the screens. I had the replacement screen projectors. I'm planning on restoring those eventually. I think for the last bit, I'll just... oh, I love the Code Lyoko games, which I was so happy. I had Code Lyoko, as you can see, I have the hat and I have other stuff from the cartoon show. I do have it for the Wii, but I was so happy when I found out the Wii is okay. It felt like it was one of those games where I needed to play with a regular controller, and I suppose I probably could have used a GameCube controller, but I did end up buying it again for the PlayStation 2, which is where I don't have anything in order per se, and I feel like this collection I don't really need to. It's not really that massive. I know for a fact when I do my movie collection it's going to be a real pain, but I'll work through it. Where is it? Probably staring right at it. I'm always staring at it. But I feel like it's always like right here. Yep. I was staring in the right spot. Yep. I was like, I knew it was these. These games are throwing it off. So in fact, that's another double. So yeah, if you see any doubles, and also sometimes there might be doubles also because I beat the hell out of the original game that I had, and the double copy is a better conditioned copy than my copy. So, although the PS2 is really robust, I mean, if you had a lot of scratches on the disc, usually, especially with the slim PS2, it seemed like I read it pretty fine. Never really had too much of a problem. But yep, I'll just go real slow across. Oh, I do love the Rogue Squadron games. Had the first one, still the first one on PC. I'll show you real quick. I have the complete box set there, and then somewhere in here I do have my original copy that I beat to hell. I don't think it's that. It's somewhere in here. Well, I'm not sure where exactly it is now, but I know I still have it. Maybe I threw it in the box. That could be where it is too. It could be in there. But yeah, so love the Rogue Squadron series. I also have it for the N64 as well. So but yeah, let's go. I'll do one final pass around for you guys so you can see, and you can pause in different spots or if you want to see something. I do have a, I should point out, I do have a app on my phone now where I keep track of all the video games I own, especially with the movies too. I made sure after a certain amount of time, there are times where you forget, and usually the main reason why I have doubles, I actually have more doubles of video games than I do of movies, because for the longest time I only had the movie part of the app that would keep a record of what I've had, and then eventually I said, you know, I better do this for video games too. So hopefully you guys can see. Also, if the audio from my GoPro isn't that great, I apologize. I know these things aren't exactly famous for having great audio quality anyway. There actually are no Yu-Gi-Oh cards in there, but I do have one of the tins. I still have my Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Some of them. I don't have all of them as much as I used to, but I do have some of them still. I'll have to find them and maybe do a video of that at some point. GoldenEye, I loved GoldenEye. That's such a great game. And I actually didn't show this off. You guys can see. So I have a lot of more Atari games in here in my Atari 2600. Atari games, I've noticed, aren't exactly as easy to find anymore. At least in my area anyway. I haven't really seen a whole lot of them. Well, there's one thing I do want to talk about before I end the video. In case you were curious what all these were, these are all demo discs. I have a whole big collection of demo discs. I remember these, you know, of course now you just download everything, but back in the day, if you wanted to have the demo, you'd have to have it on an actual disc. I have a bunch of doubles, but the one I'm trying to find, I think it's part of this collection somewhere. I really enjoyed The demo, I remember when one buddy had it. I don't know if he has. I don't think he has it anymore. I think he sold all of his stuff years ago. But the demo for Peter Jackson's King Kong, which I think I do have. Star Wars Battlefront. I think I do have it for one of these demo discs. Does have it, but they all have the list of games on there. What's on them? I'm pretty sure I do have the demo on one of these. But anyway, I actually bought these. An old game store in my area. It was actually more of a collectibles store, and it was going out of business. And the guy I literally bought a lot of their stock as they were closing. I was just waiting for them, just basically liquidating their stuff. And I think I got most of these. I don't think I paid more than $1 each, if not less than that. It might have been like 50 cents a piece. So it was great. I was so happy to get those. So, well, I think that'll do it for this video, guys. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you again so much for all the positive reviews and or positive comments and positive likes for my room tour. I definitely do appreciate it. And if you guys want to have any more info about certain things, please let me know. So I really do appreciate it. Please give this video a like, and please subscribe as well if you want to see more videos like this. Appreciate it, guys. Alright, guys. Thanks for watching. See ya.